it, Allie.
In the evening of July 31st, 2022, Allyson Duckro and her mom had just returned home after going out for breakfast.
Boys, in the house.
After they entered their home, a man who appeared to be following them from a distance approached their front door. That man was 22-year-old James Rayl, Allyson's ex-boyfriend.
I'm doing it. Wait. He's leaving. Hey, he's coming back. Nope, I'm calling. James, she doesn't want to talk to you.
He and Allyson had not been in contact for a long time, but he had recently sent her a voicemail.
Hi, Allie. It's James. I just wanted to reach out to you because I just wanted to see how you're doing and maybe hear from you if that would be alright, I guess. It's been a while since I've talked to you, and I don't know. I feel like it, I don't know what I feel. I do know that I do want to talk to you, though. I do. It'd be nice. Be sweet. It's probably late right now, but if you want tomorrow, you could probably give me a call. And yeah, that's about it. Please give me a call back. Thank you.
Allyson didn't respond to his message. A few days later, he showed up at her front door and attempted to force his way into the house. As you can hear, Allyson's father was telling him to get off his front porch. James continued to force the door. After several hits, the door opened. Once James opened the door, Allyson's father shot him 3 times in the back. After being shot, James turned away from the door and collapsed in the driveway. Then this person, who was walking by, rushed into calling 911 immediately.
Okay, wait. He's fine. He don't have nothing. He don't have no gun. He don't have no gun. Don't do anything. He's
trying to break in and get to our daughter.
okay. Well, he's not moving. He don't have a gun.
He broke our door in. Trying to get to our daughter. Our daughter's busted in.
Okay, hold on. Did you shoot him?
Yes.
Okay. Call 911.
We're on the phone with him right now.
Okay, he's not moving. He ain't going nowhere. I don't know. I heard 5 shots. Like, what the?
No, 3 shots. He broke into our door coming in after our daughter. But my husband shot. He come barreling in right behind me and my daughter in the car.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so we got in here and he wouldn't leave. We kept telling him to leave.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. He's fucking so sorry. I'm so sorry. Obviously, this was a that between you. Was he dating her?
They dated a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
Okay, just calm down. Calm down. He's dead. He's got the gun. Huh? He's got the gun. He's going to have the gun. The people went inside here and shot this guy here was trying to break into their house. The guy's dead. He died. Okay, where's the guy with the gun? The guy's dead.
James was pronounced deceased at the scene. Emergency personnel arrived shortly after.
Here, where's the guy with the gun? Inside the house. He's the homeowner. The guy tried to break in the house. Okay. And the guy was just basically protecting himself.
We're right here.
Okay, you guys have your gun down?
Yeah, we're right here.
This guy just died.
He broke through the door and my dad shot at him.
Ma'am, he shot at him?
Yes. We're afraid to go out. I don't want to look. Please don't make me look.
Has he been...
It's okay. I can talk. It's fine.
Okay. I need to know if he's been shot or not.
I believe so, yes. He's on the ground.
He's trying to break into my house. He's trying to break into the house? All right. Stay in line with me.
He broke our door in. Trying to get to our daughter. Dad, you're the best dad ever. You just saved my life.
I'm not going to go through a lot of questions right now. Like I said, we got detectives that'll be en route, and they'll pretty much be handling how this all shakes out. So you guys just comfort each other, keep each other calm, work together.
Mitchell Duckro remained at the scene and cooperated with investigators. He did not attempt to flee and gave a full account of what had happened.
Just stay sitting down. If you want to lay on your back and just kind of stay flat, just that way if you do pass out, you're already laying down. So you've been split up for a couple years. When's the last time you've talked to him? So there's been no communication for 2 years?
At this point, investigators took the entire family in for questioning.
All right, Allyson, my name's Angie. I'm an investigator here, and I just want to talk to you about what happened today, okay? If you need to take a break during any of this, just let me know. Do you need to use the restroom or anything? Okay. If you'd like to have that water, you most certainly are welcome to it. Anytime we interview anybody, we just kind of go over your Miranda rights. It doesn't mean that we think you're in trouble. It's just so that you know that you have rights and what they are. The voicemail from?
James.
And did you call him James? Does he go by James?
Yeah, that's his legal name, yeah.
Okay. Is that what he goes by?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Okay.
As Allyson was being questioned by the investigator, she was seen laughing and appeared to be fine with what had happened.
What time did he send you a voicemail?
11:30 or 11:40 last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had called me prior and I didn't answer because I'm like, I'm not getting into that. I was like...
So you recognize the number when he called?
Yeah.
Does it come up James on your phone or his number? Okay. Do you know his phone number?
No.
That's okay.
Not it'll be on my phone.
That's fine. How many times did he call before he left a voicemail?
I think it was just once because I was asleep.
Okay.
So I don't know if it had run prior and I just woke up on the last one before the voicemail or if it was just the one time and I was like up.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he called, you ignored it, and he left a voicemail.
Yeah.
And did you date him or how long did you guys date?
Okay. So it was like on and off thing for a couple of years.
Okay.
I want to say in total maybe like a year and a half if we added it all up.
Like all through your high school years or after you graduated?
It started in high school and then it went out of high school.
Okay.
Just very briefly.
Okay. On and off, were they bad breakups or just
No, we stayed friends.
Okay.
Every single time. So I don't...
And when was the final breakup, approximately?
Let's see, we moved into the house. I want to say maybe 2019 or 2020, I'm not positive.
Okay. What caused that breakup?
He was just being a dick.
Okay.
Sorry,
No.
I'm sorry.
We're all adults here. You can say whatever you need to say.
He was just being rude all the time, and I was just like, I don't want to put up with it.
Was he ever abusive physically or mentally?
Well, maybe mentally a little bit. He would just get in my head a bunch.
When he got mad, what kind of things? Was he aggressive at all?
He would just tell me everything that was wrong with me. He would say that nobody was going to love me anymore. Stuff like that, because he's a child, but...
Okay. Would he scream those things to you?
No, it was all over text and everything. He would never say it to my face, which...
Okay. So you broke up in 2019. Did you remain friends after that?
Not that last time, no. I said I didn't want to have anything to do with them anymore after that.
Are you Facebook acquaintances or anything like that where you could have kept on the eye on what you were doing? Okay.
I had blocked him on everything that I could have.
Okay. And then the voicemail or the call last night, when's the last time you had talked to him?
It was either the beginning of last year or the end of the year before, because my cousin had been living with us for a little bit.
Okay.
And him and my cousin were friends, so he came to pick him up. And I told Clay, my cousin, I was like, hey, could you tell him that I'm not comfortable with him being over and everything? He was like, yeah, that's fine. And then that was it. But I never, personally said anything to him.
Right. Did he knock at first, or was he just standing?
He kept ringing the doorbell.
So he did keep ringing the doorbell? Yes. Okay.
And once the ring doorbell rings, when you start talking to it, it just starts recording.
Okay.
So you can hear Dad and Mom both, because I was like, I don't want to talk to him. Saying, hey man, she doesn't want to talk to you, it's best if you just leave for right now. If she wants to reach out, she will. And he just stood there and kept ignoring him. So then Dad went out through the garage, and he didn't go around the corner or anything, he just stood there and was like, hey man, trying to get him to answer, and nothing. And then he started to fiddle with the door handle.
Okay.
And Dad's like, I don't like that. So he goes and gets his gun just in case.
And where does Dad keep his gun?
In his bedroom, I believe. I think it's in the nightstand next to his side, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
So he's standing there, we're still talking to him through the ring, saying, hey, you need to stop. And he's really busting on the door. So Dad goes over and starts holding it shut. But I don't even know how, because you saw my dad, I hope he's a big man. He starts, overpowering my dad, and I'm just like, okay.
So your dad's on the other side of the door physically holding it shut?
Oh, I was already on the phone with 911 at this point. I forgot that.
That's okay. That's okay.
And she's trying to get my information. Dad's holding the door. Mom's freaking out. And then, I don't know how he broke the glass to the door, but he, broke the glass. The door frame, whatever that's called, the jamb or whatever, splits off. He's starting to get in. And then I freak out and I go run and hide because I didn't know what to do. Before that, were you all in the living room? Yeah, we were all standing right there next to the fireplace. Me and Mom were. Okay. Over here. He's still at the door. I didn't even see when he shot or anything. I just heard it.
The main question investigators wanted to answer was, why would James try to break into Allyson's home? Allyson claimed that her relationship with James had been on and off for a long time, but she hadn't heard from him in years, until he sent that voicemail.
Do you know if he was on any drugs, or has he ever done any drugs that you know of?
He has done drugs.
Okay. Do you know what his drug of choice is?
He liked to do acid a lot.
Okay.
Back then, I don't know about recent, because he moved out to California not too long ago and then came back, so I don't know if he started something while he was out there.
Gotcha. When did he come back? How long has he been back in town, do you know?
I want to say maybe a year.
So back then when you were dating him and kind of friends with him, acid was his...
Acid and weed, and I don't know what else he did other than that.
Was he ever on meth or heroin or anything that you know of? Okay.
I don't think he would have told me because he knew I didn't like it.
Right. Is there anything about him that you think we should know, about his personality? Has he ever threatened anybody before? Was he a fighter?
I thought he was always very nice. I mean, he worked out all the time. I don't know if he did any boxing or anything. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, he was okay in high school, but then after he came back from California, he just was different. His close friends or whatever, he just started treating like crap, and nobody wanted to deal with it.
After interviewing Allyson, it was now time to interview her father.
I was called in from home about this, okay? I can't imagine what you're going through right now, you and your family. Okay. Our main purpose today for this interview, okay, the reason why we separate you is just to kind of cover our bases and to just kind of get a line of events of what occurred, okay?
I understand.
So if you would, I understand, were you aware of the text messages that James had sent your daughter last night?
Was not.
Okay, so your daughter daughter did not share those with you? No. Okay. All right. Or it wasn't text message, I'm sorry, voicemail.
That I just now heard about.
Okay.
He was standing at the door.
So you weren't aware of it?
I probably wasn't let her
yesterday.
leave yesterday or this morning.
Okay. So let's go to this morning, okay? We'll just start from the time you woke up, okay? What happened? Okay. And then, go ahead.
I started watching a Netflix movie.
Okay.
About halfway through it, the dogs barked. I figured they were home. So I paused that and walking up the steps. About halfway up, Stacy's standing there. She's like, "You expecting somebody?" And I'm like, "No, why?" I kind of don't remember as far as they said it was James maybe, but I didn't hear James because I didn't know who it was. I was like, I wasn't expecting anybody. He was just standing there at the door ringing it. I think he rang the bell.
So how long, so your wife and your daughter arrived back from Perkins, okay?
He rolled in right behind him.
Okay, so did they come in that same front door? Or did they enter the garage, or do you remember?
I think they came in the front
Okay.
door.
So they came in back in from breakfast, and then when they shut the door, did they lock it, I'm assuming?
They always lock it.
Okay. And how long, when they went in the house, until James showed up on your front porch, do you think?
I wasn't up there when he wasn't there. When I got up there, he was already at the door.
Okay. So you were down in the basement, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you heard him come home, and then you came upstairs?
Right.
When they came home, and your wife asked if you were expecting anybody? Okay.
I don't know if they knew who it was, or maybe they did.
Okay.
Maybe they weren't sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But as soon as Ellie got freaked out because probably what happened, then the voicemail or whatever, knew something wasn't right. And I started getting nervous, because he wasn't answering. They was talking over the ring, telling him to leave. She don't want to talk to you.
Was that over like the phone, or?
I think they were using.
Or were they just yelling through the door?
I think it was through the phone.
Okay.
Through the ring.
Okay.
That's got the voice thing. They were. You have to bear with me.
You're fine. You're fine.
They were just doing everything they could to make sure that he would leave, and that we didn't want him here. And I ended up going around to the garage door, opening it up, and walking around, and he's just standing there with his head down. And I said, "James," I don't know exactly what I said. I know I said his name. You need to leave or something like that. But he wouldn't acknowledge me. Didn't even budge. That made me kind of nervous.
So you opened the main garage door?
The house garage door.
Okay.
And I walked around.
You walked around to the front porch and said, "James, you need to leave."
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to go or leave or something. And
he didn't acknowledge you or anything?
He didn't move like I wasn't there.
Okay. So what happened?
That's when I got nervous, and I went back in, shut the garage door, made sure he didn't sneak in. So it's shut. Went in, got my 9.
Where was that?
On my side of the bed in the nightstand.
Okay. Was it in a drawer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you always keep it fully loaded just for personal protection? Or? Okay. Do you know what kind of bullets you had in the gun?
Self-defense.
Just like ball ammo, or was it like
It
a hollow point?
was hollow point.
Okay.
Plastic, I believe, maybe.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then after you grabbed your gun from your bedside table, what happened?
I went back out, and they were still trying to get him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. And as soon as I was standing there was debating on whether to call 911. I said, "Do it."
Where were you guys standing at?
Right there by the table.
The kitchen table?
Yeah,
Okay.
the big one. Kind of in that opening there. They was a little bit more towards the bedroom. I said, "Call them. I want somebody to get here, and they can take care of this, get him out of here." But then I noticed all that talking, they wouldn't acknowledge, and I saw him starting to jiggle the handles and stuff, seeing if it was locked, and that's when I went up to the door. Kind of wanted to make sure he didn't force his way in.
So while he was jiggling the handle, you went up to try to pull the door shut?
I'm pretty sure I was telling him to stop and leave and get off my porch or something, but I had had my 9 in my hand, in his hand. And then he started hitting it with his shoulder pretty hard to where you saw what he did eventually. And once I realized he was getting in and the door was open is when I shot.
Okay. Did you shoot through the door?
I
shot through the window?
Through the window part of the door because the door was open and he was coming in.
So he was pushing his way in and you shot.
I had my socks on, so I didn't have no grip.
Was he kind of pushing you back as you were trying to hold
him?
He
was moving me.
Okay.
That's when at first I was trying to shoot, but my clip wasn't in.
Okay.
And then I freaked out and I finally did another rack, and then he was pushing hard, and that's when the gun fired. I think 3 times, twice up here and...
After interviewing Allyson's father, he appeared to be in shock about the incident and said he had no information about the relationship between James and his daughter. Next, investigators turned to her mother for an interview.
So like I was kind of talking to Mitch about, okay, I had him start with from last night, okay? Were you aware, I understand that there was a voicemail left by James to your daughter, Allyson. Were you aware of that, or did your daughter say anything to you about that prior to this incident?
This morning she did.
Was it at breakfast, or was it?
We were getting ready to leave to meet my friend for breakfast, and she said, hey, remind me before we leave from Beth's house, I want to play you something. I said, what is it? She's like, a voice message. And I said, what's it about? I asked her, who's it from? She goes, I'll just play it for you. She didn't want to give it away. So we kind of went round and round about that. And then, so we left the house, drove to Beth's house. Beth got in the car. We sat in the car, and that's when she played it from James. She played the voice message from James. And then I was like, why is he calling you? And she's like, I don't know.
No, I haven't. And this happened last night. From my understanding, the voicemail she got was last night.
Yeah, that's what she told me. It was like 11 something last night is what she told me. I don't know the exact time, but.
And I personally haven't heard the voicemail. Do you know or do you remember what it said?
In a nutshell, basically, I want to talk to you. It's been a long time. You know, and just kind of his voice was kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it was just kind of like monotone and basically saying that, you know, he just wanted to talk to her. And that's basically what it was said. I mean, he kept saying it in different ways, but the same thing. I don't remember.
Okay, and to your understanding, Allyson never returned his phone call?
She did not. Okay. That's what she said, yes.
Okay.
She never has. Every time he's tried to, if he's ever tried to contact her, which was way before, she's just not.
And prior to the voicemail, do you know the last time the two have spoke?
Oh, from my understanding, it's been a long time, like years. Yeah, right. From my understanding, yeah.
Okay. Mitch wasn't so sure. I'm sure it's because daughters don't usually talk to their dads about boyfriend stuff too much. No. But do you remember about how long ago they dated and for how long?
Oh my gosh, it was, well.
Maybe when they broke up, say.
Let's see. Right after graduation, I think they started back up again. They kind of dated when they were younger, but it was kind of they didn't really actually go too many places together. They were like more friends at first in the beginning and stuff, and they just always hung out. Her and James, another friend of theirs, would always just hang out together, and I'm trying to think. I think it was right after graduation or soon after graduation.
How long ago did she graduate?
Oh gosh. She graduated when she was, 17? About 5 years ago.
Also, it's been that long ago. They've been broken up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's been quite a while.
That's your understanding. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever, when they were dating your friends, did you ever know James like personally, or just kind of in passing, or?
Just kind of in passing, you know. I mean, I didn't really get to know him because they didn't really do like a whole lot, you know. And if they did, it was with other people and friends, and you know, or like somebody else's house. Or he never really came to our house that much. And you expecting anybody? He's like, no, why? And I said, well, some car's here, I don't know the car. And at that time, our ring Sidney came on, like there's motion at the door.
Okay.
Motion at the front door. And I looked at it. I don't know if I looked at it first or Allie looked at it first. I don't know. But we saw that it was James standing there.
Was it, I'm kind of not familiar with ring doorbells. Is it on your phone, or is that how you guys looked at it?
Yeah,
okay.
You have an app on your phone.
Okay, so either you or Allyson, you can't remember which had pulled the app up on your phone.
I know I had it open on my phone. I don't know if she had it open on her phone as well. I don't think she did because she must not have because she was on the phone with you guys.
And so you guys pulled the app up. Did you immediately know that it was James?
Yeah.
Okay, now did Allyson immediately know it was James?
Yes.
Okay, was he saying anything?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Were you guys trying to communicate with him?
Yes.
Okay.
I several times said through the Ring doorbell, because it has, you're not familiar with it, it has a speaker, you can talk back and forth through it, and, and they can hear what you're saying, they can reply back, you can hear what they're saying, it's all on this app.
Okay.
And several times, I don't know exactly how many times, but I said, James, she doesn't want to talk to you, you need to leave. And I know at one point, Mitch had even went out to the garage and had lifted the garage door up and peeked around and said, James, you need to go, or something to that effect, you need to leave. And then he came back inside and shut the garage door because he didn't want him coming in the house.
Take your time. Can't imagine how you're going through.
The whole time, he just stood there. Didn't even acknowledge anything. Even when Mitch said he looked around the corner and told him, said, hey, you need to leave, James. He said he didn't even acknowledge him. And then when I was talking to him and watching him through the monitor, watching him through the app, he was just standing there with his hands like this behind his back, like this, and just standing there like this, and nothing.
So clearly not normal behavior.
No. And Allie, she was terrified.
Did her and Allie have a bad relationship, or was it to end on a bad note?
I don't know. She's not one, God love her, she's not one to give you a whole lot of information about stuff, But I know she just didn't want him around. I know that.
So you guys told him to leave?
Yes, several times.
Okay. How long, if you had to guess, again, I know mine's going 1,000 miles an hour right now, how long do you think James was standing on the porch until the incident happened?
I don't know. Well, there was one point where he had walked away and then come back.
Did he walk off the porch, you think?
Yes, I think so, because when I cut back to the app and I was looking at it, it's like he was walking back up again. Yeah. I don't know. It seemed like forever.
Yeah. So he was there for a good while.
A good while. I don't know, what is a good while? It seems like it took forever.
I understand.
Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe, if that long, I don't know. I really don't remember.
You're fine, Stacy.
I'm sorry.
No. You have nothing to be sorry for.
Unlike her father, Allyson's mom knew everything about her relationship with James. However, the real reason behind James forcing his way into their house remains unknown. Ohio has stand your ground and castle doctrine laws. These allow a person to use deadly force against someone who unlawfully enters their home if they reasonably believe they or others inside are in danger. This meant no charges would be filed. The prosecutor stated that the shooting fell within Ohio's self-defense laws and that the homeowner had a legal right to protect the people inside the house.